So I don't know. I don't know what I really want to get out of just talking and being angry and upset. I know recently I've just been super tired and not caring. I've been buying a lot of shit. You know, I don't know if you call it what retail therapy. Like, it makes me feel good to buy stuff. It makes me feel good to have a good deal and then something to look forward to when it comes in the mail or whatever, you know. And I've been buying a lot of random shit. I'm trying to like sell, you know, buy it to resell, and it's very random stuff. I'll say like plate sets, t-shirts, random vinyls. Like I just bought like literally nine Jackass t-shirts from the movie Jackass, you know, or the TV show, the warning ones, and I sold 7 of them. I made about seven, maybe 10 or $12 profit on each one when I sold it. So, you know, it wasn't bad. It was all right. And then plate sets, I'm just buying. God, I love Bed Bath and Beyond. I love it. They have such good deals. I understand why the guy, the CEO or whatever, fucking killed himself, because I don't know how they're making money. That shit, that shit is such a good deal. I love a good clearance deal, and I've been buying some good shit there, like plates and candles and some baby stuff for my little niece, but whatever. I mean, as far as, you know, YouTube goes, I've just been watching a lot of those amateur predator movies, or I'm sorry, predator videos, where they're like vigilante Chris Hansen types, you know. Like, you could tell they got all of that from Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator, where they'll lure them for I don't know, like, there's some dude on here that he probably has like 20 or 30 burner phones, and he's just like pursuing all these gay relationships on Grindr, you know. And it's just like, man, like, he looks kind of like that meme of a dude playing Pokemon Go and just mining cryptocurrency or something. But he's probably just got a collection of child dick pics to just send to these predators, and then they get lured out when they think they're luring a minor, and then he, quote unquote, exposes them, and he's literally just like an annoying person, just yelling, like following them and yelling, "This guy likes to invite over a 12-year-old boy. This guy likes to invite a 13-year-old girl." And it gets to a point where you almost feel sorry for the predator, like, literally, because yeah, pedophilia is horrible, unspeakable. But like, I wouldn't just go and taunt them and tell them, haha, you're exposed. Like if they were straight up trying to get to my niece or all that, I'd beat the shit out of them. Like, that's it, you know. But I don't know what kind of life this guy has, and all these other predator hunters that they think they're doing a lot of good. They remind me of in The Dark Knight, at the beginning, when the Scarecrow in the Christopher Nolan movie, where the Scarecrow's there, and they think they see Batman, and it's like just a bunch of dudes with shotguns, and they're like, "Oh, that's not him," and that's literally how they are. They're not Chris Hansen; they're just a bunch of wannabes, and they're like, "Well, what? What's the difference between you and me? I don't wear a hockey mask." Like, they're just like, they want to be just like Chris Hansen, but they can't be, so they just do it in such a haphazard mud show type of way. It I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, sometimes they're trained to watch, but there's gonna be a point where they are live streaming something and they're gonna get to the wrong predator, right? And they're gonna get shot or killed, something, because I've seen the kind of guys they approach, and there's some homeless creeps or some homeless bums or some methed out people or some retarded people, like literally mentally retarded. Like they in the court of law, they'd probably be considered to have the mind of a youth, to where it's like, no, we can't press charges. This person has the mind of a child. That's why they're trying to talk to children. And again, I'm not trying to excuse it, but like that's what it fucking feels like. It feels like just a bunch of shit like that, and I'm waiting to see one of the guys get killed. One of the hunters. It also reminds me of in 300 when that wannabe Spartan is like, "Oh, I have my own shield," and he's like, "Raise your shield." And he's like, I could thrust too. 'Tis a fine thrust. Like, they're just so stupid. Whatever, though. Whatever. Man, I'm trying to think of what else. I've been on this with my terrible anxiety and all that. I started on this ketamine treatment, and it seems very fishy. It seems very Umbrella Resident Evil style corporation, because when you look at like ketamine therapies as a whole, they're, I wouldn't say experimental, they're just, what's the word, untraditional, and they're expensive. They're very much expensive, and I don't believe they're covered by insurance, And I mean, I feel like I've tried every SSRI and anti-anxiety medication in the book. Literally, like, my drawer is full of a shit ton of anti-anxiety meds, and nothing's working for me. I mean, maybe I'll try marijuana. I don't know. Like, I don't know what I would. I just don't want to get piss tested and then it come out and then they fire me for that when all I'm trying to do is heal myself. But this ketamine treatment is done by a company, Joyous, and again, I'm sorry, I overstepped I went too forward in my story. But ketamine treatments are, I've looked them up, and they could go like IV drips for what, like $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, and again, this is insurance not covering it. Like IV drips where you go into a special clinic and they drip it, or like a nasal spray, and that gets expensive too, where it's maybe like $900 a month or $1,200 a month. And what the company I found, Joyous, they give you little, and I forget the word, troches. I don't know how to say it, but it's kind of like a cough drop. It dissolves in your mouth. You let it soak through your cheek, and it gets absorbed to the liver. Blah blah blah. But this one, Joyous, runs for $120 a month for everything. So it's like bargain barrel hunting for a treatment, And I've been on it for maybe a week, maybe a week and a half, maybe a week, and I don't know, it's not making things worse. It helps me sleep better, which is good, but again, it's not like one day to the next I woke up and like I heard the birds chirping and everything was good again. It wasn't anything like that, And my anxiety's been going on for years, well, forever, feels like, since I was a child, but to this point where it's really getting in the way of my quote unquote social life and my work life. It's been about 4 years, and It's at that point where I feel like it's not gonna get back to normal, especially overnight. But I feel like I'm willing to try anything. Even my father was like, "Oh, can we pray for you? Can me and my one of my primos go and pray for you?" And I'm like, "I guess I don't care, but that's just kind of weird. I'm so used to my mother and her black magic that I feel like prayer. I don't know what prayer would do. I really don't believe in that. I believe in the evil stuff more than the actual good stuff. But I don't know. I feel like that's about it, at least for now, at least for the day. I've just been shopping for better deals. PacSun's got good deals too. Yeah, PacSun. PacSun. I've been buying like a bunch of random shoes there. Bed Bath Beyond is the shit. GameStop's got some pretty good random deals right now, and I love my Urban Outfitters too. I love shopping on there. I just bought a bunch of Logic vinyls, and I sold a couple of those. I sold a couple of Five Nights at Freddy's backpacks that I bought on GameStop, and I don't know what else. Just a bunch of other random games. I'm barely making it, barely surviving, because I'm just trying to make it, trying to have something to look forward to the next day and the next day. But I'll see how this ketamine treatment goes. I'm still talking to my psychiatrist. I gotta find a new therapist because that other one was weird. She was trying to be fun, like, "Oh, does your therapist ever tell you to play video games? Well, haha, I'm telling you right now, you should play them." Like, all right, cool. You're trying to be cool, whatever. But I actually did start. I actually did start playing video games again because of her, and I had played a Shadowrun, not the not the first person shooter, which I love. God, I love that game. Which you could ask. I mean, I think it's true that that's one of the first games to be cross-platform, and one of the first games to have only an only multiplayer mode. Like, it was just multiplayer, no single player mode. I mean, you could play it with bots, but it was just multiplayer. And I remember everyone, I bought it, remember, years ago for the kicks of it when it came out, and everyone shit on it, and my brother loved it, and I started playing it because of my brother, and we were actually really good at it. But it was a $60 game. It only had multiplayer, and everyone was shitting on it, like, "Whoa, why is it only multiplayer? Why does it have a single player?" And now that's just the norm. Like, Call of Duty will only be multiplayer, or Fortnite's only fucking multiplayer, no single player. But man, Shadowrun was ahead of its time, like, straight up, really ahead of its time. But I had been playing a Shadowrun, what is it, like a tactical RPG type game, and that was pretty cool. And Omori, some RPG that's kind of like Earthbound. That was really good. That was a sad, fucked up game. Again, it tells you at the beginning too that it's gonna be a sad, depressing experience, anxiety, blah blah. And I'm like, whatever. I already know about all that. And I'm like, oh no, this is really anxious and depressing. Like, I was like, okay, this is for real. So it was a really good game, a really good story, and it had a good ending. Even though I don't really agree with it being realistic, it was a good ending. Like, it could have been. It ended the way it did. I wouldn't probably have ended it any other way. If you want to play it, whatever. But probably the next game I want to play, I don't know, I kind of want to replay Dead Space or replay Mass Effect. I know that Dead Space remake is coming out pretty soon. Or I want to play, man, I got the Steam Deck for my niece, and she she left it here because she's out of town. So I kind of want to just play Detroit Becoming Human on it, while she's gone. Because I refuse to buy a PlayStation. And not only because they don't have many for sale, but I just never really cared to do it. And that's one of the only games I want to play is Detroit Becoming Human. The only exclusive. I don't really care about God of War or Ratchet and Clank or everything else is coming to Xbox, so whatever. I don't care. But yeah, that's all I could really. I feel like that's all I could ramble off for now. I'm trying to think of anything else that I can communicate with. I'm just trying to exist and survive. We'll see. I know I got a lot of tuna in the pantry that I need to eat, and it expired 12 days ago, but I think tuna will still be good. I remember opening one, it didn't smell bad. It's got a lot of. It's like a canned food, right? It's gonna last a good while, so it's a best by date. It's not an expiration date, so I'm not too worried about it being perishable. But yeah, I don't know. Just I'll keep you updated on the bullshit that is this. It's I don't know. We'll see what happens, right?